Hello, my name is Andre, and I'll be doing a presentation mainly about particular building defects and its remediation work process. Um, as an introduction, the purpose for this report is mainly just to provide a comprehensive assessment of the existing building conditions, identify potential defects, and evaluating the impacts on structural integrity and occupant safety. By presenting a systematic investigation, detailed analysis, and proposed remediation strategies. The aim of this report is to enhance stakeholders' understanding of the asset conditions, enabling more informed decision making for effective maintenance and prolonged asset lifespan. Additionally to that, well-maintained properties are more likely to retain or increase in value, underscoring the financial benefits of proactive asset management. As we can see in this slide, the building being used for investigation is a Class 1 residential building built in Roe. It's located in 41 Morden Street in Paddington, Queensland. The construction primarily consists on reinforcement concrete board piers with a timber frame structure above and the light rail wall framing and metal roof coverings. Very simple kind of building. During our site visit, our primary concern involves the concrete footing beneath the staircase, which has exhibited structural instability due to the tree root intrusion. Root activity was caused differential settlement, structural misalignment, and visible cracking, increasing the risk of collapsing. The defect mode included upward pressure from expanding roots, exacerbated by inadequate foundation design, leading to footing displacement and stage-triggered deformation. Moisture extraction by roots further contributed to subsidence worsening structurally misalignment. Our recommendation measures includes installing root barriers to prevent further root penetration and consulting with the arborist to assess and manage problematic trees. Foundation stabilization throughout underpinning and reinforcement is advised to counterattack the subsidence and upward pressure, while implementing drainage systems to regulate the soil moisture and repairing visible cracks using epoxy or cemented grouts where suggested. Ongoing monitoring, including crack gauges, is essential to assess structural stability post-repair. Cost considerations would include excavation, reinforcement, and periodic inspections to prevent future movement. Moving on to our second evidence, which is rotted wooden frames. Um, from our visual inspection, it was observed that there was some timber decay and potentially fungal attack on the window frame, as we can see on the slides there, and particularly in the one in detail on the lower image there. This defect is classified as a material component failure, and is primarily associated with prolonged moisture exposure and potentially fungal colonization. During our inspection, it's evident this is a case of wet rot with the timber structures with potentially moisture content exceeding like 25%, which basically creates the ideal conditions for fungal activity. Um, the observed defects include dishing surfaces, joint separation, and surface cracking. The failure mode involves progressive weakening of the timber fibers due to the fungal decay, leading to dishing of the surfaces, separating the joints, and subsequent structural instability. The figures illustrate these defects showing valuable dishing surfaces and all the above that I just mentioned before, which allow for further moisture ingress. The wet rot was identified by the presence of cracked paint, shriveling putty, and moisture stains in multiple areas, such as the facades, indicating extensive moisture penetration and subsequent decay. Effective maintenance is essential to address the identified defects and prevent further deterioration. Repair or replacement of the affected timber components is necessary, with priority given to the structural elements exhibiting significant decay. Um, fungal treatments should be applied to alter the fungal activity and prevent further decay as well, including surface protection as well, like repainting and sealing. It's a good uh, uh, moisture prevention, which allows the water to go inside as well from the to ingress on the timbers and also inside of the property. Um, the project costs will include material procurement, which is pretty much like labor to remove and replace them, the replacement, application of fungicides treatments, but also do not forget that long-term maintenance involving regular inspections to ensure the moisture is being not is not in the timber anymore, and having the treatments of proper adequate seals of the old joints and entries on the timber to on the windows, um, and that's pretty much on this one. The third area assessed is the roof covering, where during our visual inspection revealed rusting along the sheet metal joints, bracket panels, and potential pooling water caused by insufficient slope. This defect is classified as a system intercomponent failure, as it involves the degradation of roofing materials due to combined thermal, moisture, and mechanical stress. Um, the failure mode is characterized by the formation of localized rust spots, which can progressively expand, compromising the structural integrity of the roof coverings. Additionally, inadequate drainage has exacerbated moisture accumulation, leading to increased risk of structural deflection and further corrosions. The roof covering defect, characterized by corrosion and buckling, necessitates a comprehensive repair strategy to restore structural integrity. Remediation works would include replacing the corroded metal sheets, applying corrosion-resistant coatings on the good areas, and improving the drainage system to prevent any water pooling. Issues to consider including ensuring compatibility of materials which are the existing structures and the risk of ingress during the repairs. The estimated cost will account for procurement of the corrosion-resistant materials, labor to install and to replace the sheets, and the application of the protective coatings. Um, Maintenance implications would include scheduled inspections to monitor for new corrosions, main, check and maintaining drainage systems to prevent water builds up. These applications of corrosion-resistant coatings enhancing the drainage systems and routine inspections to prevent further moisture accumulation are crucial to maintain the roof structural integrity. As we can see, just very briefly, this could have been the equipment that we could have taken to site to do our site inspection. In these images, we can see a digital camera, a flashlight, and a magnified glass. We can see some, for example, moisture reader there on the right hand side, and also for in this case for the what do you call it, the staircase, we have a spirit level there, which is actually really good to check if in this case the trades are leveled or not. In this case, for this site, we just had a visual inspection. We didn't, and we just used basically our visuals and included the digital photograph to take site evidence photographs. To conclude, the remediation of the structural defects in the concrete footing, timber window frame, and the roof covering underscore the importance of addressing both immediate structural failures and underlying causes. The concrete footing beneath the staircase exhibits differential settlements and structural instability due to the root intrusion, and moisture extraction. Recommendations included implementing root barriers, consulting an arborist for controlled tree management, and underpinning the stabilize the foundation. Additionally, drainage improvements to epoxy grout repairs were suggested to address soil moisture regulation and structural cracks. For the timber window frame, timber decay and fungal attack were identified with proposed measures involving the replacement of compromised timber components and the application of a fungicidal treatment along the surface protection through repainting and sealing. Roof defects including corrosion and buckling of metal sheets, were attributed to moisture ingress and inadequate drainage. Recommendations included replacing corroded sheets, applying corrosion-resistant coatings, and improving drainage systems to prevent water pooling. Overall, the findings highlighted the importance of comprehensive defect diagnosis, target intervention strategies, and regular maintenance to mitigate further structural deterioration and extend the lifespan of the building components. And that's all from me, guys. Thank you very much.